Today, work, as expected, sucked, and it left me very visibly and outwardly frustrated. This is a disaster that I anticipated when the schedule was posted some weeks ago. My manager caught it and he was like, I'm gonna change that. That wasn't supposed to have happened. Of course, the man could not get someone to fill it in. So I said, okay, I'm gonna fix it the ZAM way. Fixing it the ZAM way is I came in 2 hours later because, first of all, the beginning of the shift was eating into my time that I have expressed I'm not available to be at work. I'm not going to sacrifice that. I did what I had to do. I showed up. When I showed up, I learned that there were already like 3 people there, and I'm like, okay, we seem to be pretty well staffed. Had I known this, I would have not come in at all. It would have been even better for me. But at the same time, I don't want to just use an absence entirely if I don't need to. The reality is I didn't need to. I just had a schedule conflict. I had a conflict with the beginning time of my shift and that job that it involved. The kind of job I had today was not my usual customer service register job. This is a job that will put me out on the sales floor more. It sucks because it is the weekend, and during the weekend, you can expect for there to be a crowd. And when there are crowds, the space is limited. When the space is limited, I get stressed out because I feel like the walls are closing in on me. Claustrophobia, pretty much. I can't stand the noise. I just feel the stress. You have to maneuver around people because people don't have a sense of stepping aside or where to place their carts, not in the middle of the aisle to where you're blocking the walkway. Just occupy an edge and have some common sense about it. Those little things, it just piles up and piles up and piles up. And I'm not good at dealing with that, and I'm never going to be, because that is something that goes against what your instinct and common sense should be, which is leave space for people to move, as opposed to you occupying the center of an aisle's pathway. So there was that factor. In addition, it is one of those jobs that when you don't do it for a while, you get a little rusty. So inevitably, I'm going to have questions. I'm going to be asking for help. And it also doesn't help that the tools that I am supposed to use to complete this job tend to evolve. The supplies are going to change. The location of things are going to change. The way that you say sign into the computer is going to change. This, that, and the other. And it's not like my management is keeping a journal of each individual employee and going like, okay, Zam has not performed this job in 8 to 9 months. Therefore, the changes that have taken place in that interim are A, B, C, and D. I should consider getting with her to make her aware of the things that may show up that she's not familiar with, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. No, that doesn't happen, of course. When I'm not expecting to be performing this job at all that I was supposed to be retired from, then when you do throw me in it, you better not expect for me to perform well, especially at a job that I have expressed I don't seem to be demonstrating progress within. My performance is not getting better, and my mood and attitude toward it certainly isn't, and definitely never will. I already accepted that a long time ago, that there is just no way I can reconcile with this task. Anyway, many more things happened during the shift that just got to me, and at some point we had a situation where the job literally became a hazard, and it was due to crowding. And it's not my colleague's fault. It's not my fault. It's not my management's fault. It's just what we have available. It's just not enough. And we cannot cover the sky with one hand. It is what it is, period. So dealing with little factors like that inevitably will weigh down on your mind, affecting your mood. And I told myself, this noise, if only I could mitigate it, and if only people knew how to be quieter as a crowd, I would definitely not have a bad time, because I feel like my heart rate starts to accelerate whenever I feel that claustrophobia and that noise just hitting at me. When I finished my shift, I could feel the weight of the stress. And my manager, I know she was making a joke, but maybe she thought that maybe she had a chance of recruiting me. But she was saying, well, we need the help because we had like 3 call outs if you want to stay a little later. And I'm like, ha 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 ha. This shift of mine shouldn't have happened at all. I should probably have had the day off, but here I am, part time, no benefits, being overworked and doing jobs that aren't mine to begin with, my specialty. But anyway, just to throw something in there that would make me just say no permanently. And then I also thought about how when I got to the car, I could just feel my stress. Like, I know I'm hungry, I'm still hungry, but I cannot bring myself to eat anything because of the tension I'm feeling. Like, you can probably observe it in my posture right now. Like, I'm trying to relax it, but I just can't because like my guard is up and I'm like very stern right now as I go over these things. But I will say that I can talk about music changing my mood because as I was driving, once my music began to play, I was able to focus on the road and focus on what I was listening to, and I started humming. And once I catch myself humming or singing along to whatever the music that is playing is, I can feel my mood changing. And it's one of those things that, of course, at work, you're never going to be satisfied with the music they play. You don't have a say over the music that plays, it never changes. You're also not allowed to wear headphones. If I could wear noise canceling headphones at my job, I promise you that my attitude toward it would be so much better. But a combination of it being a safety hazard, along with the perception that people may have talking to me while I have earplugs on, and all those little things. I feel great at the gym, even when it's crowded, because I can have the freedom of choosing which area I am going to hang out at. And I also have the freaking noise cancelers. The gym, even when it's at its worst, in the evening, peak hour, super crowded, people almost shoulder to shoulder, it doesn't bother me because I have free movement. In addition, I'm not wearing something like a uniform where people are going to identify me as someone to come harass because I work there. So, anyways, you guys, I thought that I would express myself on this and the little things that get to me and make it a little difficult. The weight of the job is never going to be the tough part for me. I mean, I'm a veteran of over a decade now, but it's the psychological element of it that I cannot control. The effect that noise has and has always had and will continue to have on me and crowds and how hazardous it becomes, especially when I don't have eyes on the back of my head to be able to tell who or what is coming behind me. I don't like that. I try to come up with ways to create a wall behind my back. Let it be with a shelf, with a shopping cart, with whatever it is that's gonna help me feel better about my back being unguarded. So there you guys have it. That's it from me on this one. Thank you so much for tuning in. Let me know your thoughts. What are the things that affect your mood, especially uncontrollable factors? And what do you think helps you rebound? After this, I'm going to try to eat, but I think it may take me another hour or two before I can let go of the tension. Because I just got home, came upstairs to my room, and then I said, I need to like go over what I'm feeling, what I just went through. And maybe that way, when I get around to editing it, I'll notice how well or not I recovered from it. P.S. Another thing that happened that I forgot to mention because fortunately I'm not feeling it right now since I got off my foot is that I hit I guess I should say my ankle, the back of it, against the corner of some cart because, once again, due to crowding, I was trying to make way for the stupid fucking crowd. And as I was trying to make a shopping cart slide, as opposed to me rolling it because I didn't have space to fucking roll it, my ankle, the back of my ankle, got stuck somehow, and I ended up hitting the edge of the cart, and I hit it pretty hard. Like it was so hard that I split open the skin. I grunted as quietly as possible, but at that point, I took my materials, and visibly, again, I'm not someone who usually has like an attitude problem, but I took my stuff and I just fucking slammed it down, and I went to the back to get the first aid kit, and I just took my time patching myself up. I didn't even notify that happened, but at that point I said, this is a sign of how I shouldn't have been here. But anyway, I'll just try to rest. That's what I need. Okay, that's it. Bye.